Ever been chilling at the airport, waiting to board amidst the incessant beeping of security checks, and wondered, seriously, do Bill Gates or Elon Musk actually have to stand in this line like I do? The punchline? Nope, not a chance. And bingo! That is exactly what today's video is all about. The private jets of the world's absolute super rich billionaires. Get ready for a major shocker though. Even billionaires sometimes have to rent their planes too. To kick things off, of course we gotta talk about Bill Gates. The dude who basically put a computer on everyone's desk, and who, apparently, has turned private jets into a personal collection. For Bill, buying just one plane is kind of like buying a flash drive. Not enough oomph. So he just has to grab a few more. Right now, he's rocking two 2018 Gulfstream G650 ERS, each one clocking in at almost $70 million. This is the model that the super rich are absolutely obsessed with, mainly because it can fly non-stop for almost 8,700 miles. To put that into perspective for you, that's like hopping straight from Seattle to Johannesburg without a single pit stop, and without anyone having to announce, folks, we gotta refuel halfway. I mean, come on. Billionaires seriously do not have time for that kind of nonsense. The G650ER runs on Rolls-Royce BR725 engines, which are definitely more fuel efficient than the previous models, but hey, they still torch about 500 gallons of jet fuel every single hour. I mean, the conversation probably goes something like this. Bill, I'm literally trying to save the planet. G650ER? Yeah, not right now you're not. And wait, there's more. Bill also snapped up two Bombardier Challenger 350s, boosting his total fleet value to nearly $200 million. One time, he actually had to downgrade from the G650ER to the Challenger 350, kind of like when you have to switch from your pickup truck to a sedan, except, that sedan. And then we've got Mark Zuckerberg. Mark does not own a private jet. That sounds pretty humble, right? Like he gives off that whole, I drive a Honda Fit, I'm super simple kind of vibe, doesn't he? Wrong. The truth is, Meta actually shells out over $2.3 million annually just to charter and operate aircraft for him. So yeah, on the surface, Zuck looks like he's not balling out, but his company is absolutely doing the heavy lifting for him. Every single time Zuck travels for business, his security team has to make sure everything is absolutely perfect, down to the millimeter. There was one instance where his meeting schedule changed out of the blue, and they had to swap out the entire aircraft in just 4 hours. For Meta, that's as easy as switching a Zoom room from A to B. Meanwhile, it takes me 4 hours just to find parking to grab a cup of coffee. Next up, let's talk about Jeff Bezos. He also plays with a Gulfstream G650ER, and its insane range basically lets him travel from the US to Europe like he's a Prime package. Only this is the never touch the ground edition. Inside Jeff's plane, you'll usually find a mini conference room with satellite screens, so he can hold meetings at 45,000 feet. I wonder, is having meetings up there a sneaky way to dodge taxes or something? Just kidding, Jeff. Please don't sue me. And then there was that one time at the Sun Valley conference where Bezos showed up late because the runway was jammed. The reason? It was totally clogged with private jets belonging to all the other billionaires fighting for a parking spot. Seriously, runway traffic, not road traffic. Bezos totally could have just bought his own private airport to solve that problem. But instead, he was just standing there waiting like everyone else. Except the everyone else in this scenario were people whose net worth equaled the GDP of a small country. Welcome to the kind of troubles reserved only for the ultra-wealthy, where traffic jams happen on the tarmac, not the freeway. Taylor Swift used to own a Dassault Falcon 900, valued at around $44 million. The Falcon 900 uses 3 engines, a configuration aviation experts call ultimate safety, and her fans basically call a pop star edition flying tank. During the peak era of the Eras tour, Taylor was using that Falcon 900 to jet between 2 concerts that were only 17 hours apart in 2 completely different cities. Tour bus? Nah. This was the Sky Tour bus, the flyable upgrade. In early 2024, she actually sold the jet. Maybe it was because she didn't need a Falcon that huge anymore. Or maybe Taylor is just way too busy single-handedly spinning the US economy that she simply ran out of time to hang out. Now, let's pivot to the royal style. We're talking about the King of Bahrain's 767-400ER, which is valued at a whopping $250 million. Legend has it, the cabin features massive rest areas with lighting systems that can be customized to the king's circadian rhythm, meaning he literally never gets jet lag. That's just wild. I'm over here struggling with jet lag after a 3-hour flight, and the king just straight up bought the biotech. Some sources even whisper that there's a conference room on board with 24/7 satellite connectivity, so he can make national decisions even when he's at an altitude where birds don't even bother flying up. This isn't a plane, it's a mobile office, and it probably has way better afternoon tea than I do. And here's something cool. Messi flies on a Gulfstream-style, valued at around $16.6 million under a long-term leasing contract. On the actual staircase of Messi's plane, every single step is engraved with the name of a different member of his family. Now that's not something you see on a finance billionaire's jet. That's the family is everything flying edition. See, this is actually a pretty clever, non-lame choice by the rich. The Russian billionaire Roman Abramovich owns a Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, which is valued at over $350 million. Currently, that plane is being grounded in Dubai due to sanctions. The plane itself is totally fine. It's fully maintained, and the crew is still on deck, except for the fact that it's not allowed to go anywhere. It's basically a 5-star prison sentence for a jet. The famous talk show host Oprah Winfrey uses a Bombardier Global Express XRS, which runs about $42 million. That XRS once got her to a studio 5 hours early, which is more than enough time for Oprah to review the script, tweak a few lines, sip some tea, and give off that ultra-polished CEO vibe that is just so Oprah. And of course, we absolutely cannot end this without the classic line, "You get a private jet, and you get a private jet!" And Kim Kardashian went all out, rocking a Gulfstream G650ER that cost a cool $150 million. The interior is wrapped in leather, done in the beige and white aesthetic that's standard for the Kardashian home. Kim requested the interior design to be an exact replica of the living room in her Hidden Hills mansion, so every time she steps on the plane, it feels exactly like coming home. Okay, that totally makes sense. Kim did the exact same thing with her fleet of cars. I still can't get over those gray vehicles of hers parked all around the house. Last, but certainly not least, we have Elon Musk. Elon owns a Gulfstream Duo, a G650ER and a G550, with a combined value of over $150 million. The reason? Elon's meeting schedule reportedly changes by the minute. He can zip between 2 meetings 800 kilometers apart in just 2 hours, basically using his planes as a form of legal teleportation. For Elon, time is money, and money is planes. He relies heavily on the G550 because its cabin is specifically designed for non-stop work, meaning Elon is probably drafting emails while he's literally zipping over another state. All right, so I just randomly shared all these billionaire private jets with you. I think there are a few more names we could cover, but I'm gonna stop here. I seriously think I need to book a getaway sooner than expected.